Today's headlines, sponsored by your North Texas Chevy dealers.
Dallas will play in the Super Bowl. Well, Dallas Goedert, tight end with the Eagles. Philly defeated Washington 55-23 in the NFC title game today to punch their tickets to Super Bowl 59. And it will be a rematch against the two-time defending champion Kansas City Chiefs. KC beat the Bills again in the AFC title game 32-29. Mahomes and the Chiefs alive for a three-peat.
The shrill voice of David Akers during the NFL draft all those years ago in Dallas still rings. Dallas Goedert back in the Super Bowl, Joe.
That was a very good attention-getting device right there. I like that. Well played by you.
Making sure you're paying attention.
Well played by you. Hey, let's talk about the Super Bowl. And listen, I'm curious, Michelle, because I really thought this might be the year that Josh Allen and the Bills could figure it out. Was there any point before or during that game that you thought it actually could happen?
I think I've watched Patrick Mahomes long enough to know better than to think that. And even if a little inkling came over me, he's done it too many times. Patrick Mahomes has done this too many times. I mean, he's 4-0 against the Bills in the postseason. And as hard as it is to watch Josh Allen on the sideline and see the overwhelming defeat set in, it's also hard to not think that Patrick Mahomes is going to get it done. And so to answer your question directly, I mean, no, it just seems inevitable at this point that Patrick Mahomes is going to beat the Bills en route to the Super Bowl in the postseason.
Listen, I thought that was some fantastic television, those shots of Josh Allen. I mean, you could just see, what do I have to do? And along those lines, I've got a crazy stat. Teams that have scored 4 or more touchdowns with 0 turnovers are 21-2 in the playoffs since 2020. The two teams that have lost, the Bills, both times against Patrick Mahomes. And Bob, this time was really interesting, right? Because it felt like from the very first snap of this game that Mahomes was in absolute control. There was no dancing of the feet. He just knew what he had to do. He knew how he had to do it. And it was a master class in how to make it back to a championship game.
Yeah, it's greatness, and I know people are now getting tired of the Chiefs because they're tired of the Chiefs. But I mean, when I see something that reminds me of like Jordan's Bulls, like I'm not sure how they're going to figure it out tonight, but they're definitely going to figure it out tonight. And we have pity for anyone else in the league that runs into this freight train because they're going to have a hard time ever achieving their dreams because this is standing in their way. We don't see it often in sports. Dynasties are rare, but this is like a super dynasty in the sense that, the second they start playing, you realize I should never have picked against the Chiefs, should I have? But I really felt great about the Bills this time, but I still knew you can't pick against the Chiefs.
So let's go into that real quick, though, because that's coming up here. We get one more chance to bet against them. Anyone taking the Eagles in the next game, Joe?
I am not.
Michelle, what do you think?
What I just said, absolutely not. I can't pick against Patrick.
Listen, they got the first chance for the first ever Super Bowl three-peat, although Andrew has an issue with that.
Semantics. We'll get into that later. We got time.
Oh, we're going to talk about that later?
Maybe.
Okay, good, because I think, Bob, you might have someone who's on your side in terms of that one. Listen, I think it's going to be another fantastic game. It's in New Orleans. And I just love the fact that we get to watch these Texas high school quarterbacks. We know the quality of, our football here in this state, and watching those two guys go at it again should be great stuff. All right, we got to take another timeout, but we got plenty more coming your way. In fact, it's true or false, and we are going to have some more apparent nods to the Super Bowl.
We'll see.
That's coming up next.
We'll see.